morning. It's a beautiful Friday and you're welcome to Issues and Society. Issues and Society is a program that discusses trending issues as it affects our day-to-day living, both at the local and the national level. I am Zainab Ubiti. My guest today is the Executive Vice Chairman and Chief Executive of National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, Naseni, in person of Professor Mohammed Sani Haruna. Join us again after the break.
With an ever-evolving society, there are everyday issues in the marketplace, in government, in our social lives, even in our homes. Issues and Society brings these happenings to you. Join us on this station. For sponsorship and advert placement, please call 081 100 00712, or better still, follow us on our social media handles. In Lauda's specialty will focus on agencies and indeed heads of agencies that have carved a niche for themselves as it concerns the Nigerian economy. Today with us on the program is the Executive Vice Chairman and the Chief Executive of Naseni, in the person of Engineer Professor Mohammed Sani Haruna. So it's a pleasure having you on the program.
You're welcome.
Naseni.
Yeah.
What is the mandate of this agency?
The mandate of National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, Naseni, is simply in the areas of capital good research, production, and reverse engineering, with the mission to ensure availability of local capacity, local capability to produce goods and services, to utilize Nigerian given natural resources to convert them to product, so that we will be exporting product rather than commodity to the international market.
And how has the journey fared so far?
Now, the journey to transit Nigeria from a raw material based economy to a manufacturing economy has been very challenging due to so many factors. But let me say that Naseni is the only agency that has a mandate to do research, to do development, to do prototype, to set up pilot manufacturing plant, to demonstrate proof of concept and demonstrate viability and commerciality of research, local research and development, and therefore lay a foundation for manufacturing and industrialization of Nigeria. The journey has been very challenging in the sense that the leadership, the elite, have not understood the necessity of utilization of science, technology, and innovation for national development. You see, we are so endowed with so much resources. We have oil, we have good, given so many resources that we became so unproductive. We are getting money free of charge. At one time, we say our problem is not money, but how to spend it. As a result, we found ourselves lagging behind nations that we are either in the fast ahead of them or at par. So the journey has not, Nigeria has not commenced until the coming of this administration, by recognizing the role of this agency in national development. It is the foundation of the journey. So we are just starting the trip for industrialization.
Now, on your stable, you have come up with a whole lot of research, you've come up with a whole lot of development, and also innovations.
Yes.
In spite of all this, we are still heavily import-driven as it concerns the industrial sector.
Yes.
Now, sir, what can be done to change the dynamics?
I think, as you said, we have so much research output, proven and tested, that are yet to be in the market. Less than 20% of our successful output are in the market. So many factors. One of such factors, the private sector who is interested in some of these products discover that there is no enabling environment, there is no venture capital, there is no appropriate financial support. You can't go to the regular banking, commercial bank, and ask for facility to establish. And even the Bank of Industry's interest is not friendly to a starter. Elsewhere, there are such funds in the world where a beginner can take up this support. However, it is also within the mandate of Naseni, if we are appropriately funded, to provide support, to partner, to take stake or shares in any innovative product we have with the private sector to see that this see the light of the day. This has been challenging. However, as a result of this, we have introduced new methods. We now do certain product development, research and development from the beginning with some industries, so that we passion out how to fund it, how to commercialize it. In fact, market is identified earlier on before even commencing that there is need for this product in the market. The end users are identified, the volume needed are identified. There are such certain developmental activities and certain innovative products that we are venture into with some private companies.
Now, you are a professor of electrical engineering,
Yes.
and one of the major challenges we're having currently is that of, regular electricity
Power
supply.
plant.
Yeah, and of course, there have been alternatives, the solar panels and all that. Now, what is the role of Naseni in ensuring that some of those things are corrected?
Well, Naseni has been campaigning that all our successes in the expansion of power from generation, transmission to distribution, we have been saying for long that all these successes are temporary. You cannot succeed, you cannot have a stable power industry if the machines, the equipment, the spare parts, in fact, even the engineers to do the installations are foreigners. You cannot succeed until you have substantial local content. The solution Naseni came out with is we establish what we call Power Equipment and Electrical Machinery Development Institute, with the mandate to look at certain components of power sector and produce them locally, and to demonstrate to private sector that there is viability in this. You can invest, you can produce your own, and through these processes call on the support of government. And we are lucky in the sense that as a result of our manual production of transformer, circuit breakers, some switch gears, the president has seen this and supported our yearning and attracted some funding from China in collaboration with China Great Wall Industries to have several of these equipment produced locally. Now, what we produce from Naseni, of course, will not meet the demand of the entire nation, but at least we will demonstrate to the private sector the viability of this. Now, it is research and development, but with commercial outlook. It is a self-sustaining project. This project, they will refund their loan. We are not asking the government to refund the loan to China. The business plan and the feasibilities have demonstrated that these projects are self-sustaining and revenue generating while domesticating and introducing new technologies that we don't have locally. Therefore, creating employment and creating chains of businesses. Because to produce transformer, for example, you will have several other private companies that will be producing the iron pump for you to produce the coil, to do the insulation. You will give a contract or award to some companies that will even be producing the liquid gum you needed in doing it. So many other businesses will emerge as a result of this, while it is a revenue generating. Now, in the power sector also, apart from the equipment we develop locally, part of this package is what we call high voltage testing laboratory. The high voltage testing laboratory itself is a money spinning activities, because today in Nigeria, apart from University of Lagos that have a high voltage testing laboratory installed and donated to it by ABB about 23 years ago. It's an old version, it's a small capacity, cannot meet the demand of the industry. I know it's in full because I'm a board member of that organization. They are doing commercial operation of it. But a lot of tests and assessment and analysis in the power sector, you have to take it to France, to Germany, to UK, or Sweden, or Spain for analysis. It is possible for me to take a sample of oil or gas from a transformer and come to my laboratory and tell you, after running so hours, you are going to have fault. Now, if you don't have, or when a fault occurs, you take the sample of burned materials, waiting for days for analysis. As a result, preventive maintenance cannot be successful until you have that laboratory. Nobody in the world succeeds in having stable power without equally having a functional high voltage testing laboratories. Again, we import transformers and other equipment from all parts of the world. We have no standard. We can only have our own standard and specifications. If, for example, we have our own laboratory, and that is what Naseni is doing. I'll give you an example. If you have a fault in one substation of the transmission or distribution, you ask another area to supply you the equipment, you discover that they are not the same model. So they are not matching, you cannot install it. You have a problem in Kainji power station. You cannot take this to a thermal power station because they are built by different supplier. They have different design, different specification. This laboratory will ensure standard and will guarantee a appropriate testing facility for Standard Organization of Nigeria to check substandard component of power in the market, because any test at all, from liquid to solid to cable to appliances, this center will be able to analyze it. And the project has just commenced.
And how long will that commencement, the procedure, how long will it take for us to begin to, produce our own transformers and, not having to import?
Well, we are already producing our own transformers. In Okene, we have trained people, high-level manpower. We have 63 qualified engineers, technicians, and technologies on that. However, what they are producing cannot meet the demand of the nation. What is delaying mass production is the machines, of which it has been concluded now to start coming. The good thing again, these machines is our staff that are trained in China that will install the facilities, operate it and maintain it. We believe within the next 16 months, God willing, all things being equal, we should be able to launch this large-scale manufacturing using local content.
Now, talking about local content, your agency is organizing training for over 100 youths, in Cross River State.
Yes.
Now, what does that training portend for them, having gone in for electrical installation and all that?
Okay, recall that President Muhammad Buhari has promised youth or the nation as a whole to create thousands of jobs, millions of jobs actually. Part of the directives given to Naseni is to identify some trades in which there is a missing gap, because technicians, artisans from neighboring countries are coming into Nigeria and taking over the jobs. And you will prefer to have a plumber, to have a tiler from Togo or from Cameroon than to use that of Nigeria. So we have identified what is most suitable for each zone of the country. And we launched that of South-South in Cross River State in Calabar to introduce to the electricians, practicing electricians there, the new technology in electrical installation, in electrical devices, in wireless electricity, in photosensors. You see, electrical facilities now is no longer only wiring a few points of light, socket outlet, but you have remote sensing, remote connection. They need to understand what are the devices, what are the principles, how do they install, how do they maintain. If they don't know how something it is done, sometimes they come to you and ask you to be buying components because they don't understand. They say it is a brain box. There is nothing like brain box. They say it is this. So they do trial and error. In some cases, even spoiling it. I will give you an example. You enter even a toilet, for example. You don't see any switch. Everything is wireless. To the flushing of water in the closets, the sensors. So the electricians of yesterday with previous know-how only know how to draw cable. When they don't see cable, they start so to update their knowledge, to show them the modern devices, and then to give them the modern tools of diagnosing fault and of assessing installation before commissioning. Now, these 100 youths are to train others. All these 100 youths are any living already doing electrical installation. So their own training is to update their knowledge. The good thing is that they are themselves employer of labor. One of them has in his workshop up to 221 apprentices working with him. So the knowledge he gained will automatically transcend to these employees he has who are working with him. As a result, they will be training the trainer. We have monitoring method to know how many people they have trained, what are they doing, what are their further challenges. One good thing is we have an interactive platform in which our resource person and the trainees will continue interacting. In case they meet a bigger challenge, they can be guided on how to attend to it.
Now, in spite of all these innovations that you're doing here at Naseni, you agree with me that Nigerians still prefer the imported ones.
Yes.
You know, we have lost confidence in some of our locally manufactured things. Now, what strategy are you putting in place as, the EVC here to, change the minds of Nigerians to begin to believe in the products being manufactured by Naseni?
Now, it is a big challenge. However, the best strategy we are adopting is where we have succeeded in our own solar modules, solar panel. We have a limited liability called Naseni Solar Energy Limited, based in Karshi. It produces solar modules and other accessories, components required in the supply of solar power. We have discovered and demonstrated to people that our own product is of higher standard and more reliable than most of the solar panels coming into this country. We have taken samples from Nigerian market to our laboratory and discovered that most of the panels in the market are overrated. You see something they say is 100 watts. You take it to your laboratory, you say it's 30 something, 40 something. What we do is to ensure our products are of high standard, can stand the test of time, and we teach others how to do the installation, how to do the maintenance. If you have a manufacturer locally whom you can run back to if you have a challenge, or if you have a fault, or if you have a failure, that will build confidence for you to utilize that resources. Yes, there is higher taste for foreign product, but I assure you this approach of ours, we are not able to meet the demand, the orders we are getting from private companies and individuals to supply them with solar panel. We have no option now than looking for partnership with private sector to expand. If we do that towards other materials, and we must promote made in Nigeria. The campaign is for everyone, including the journalists. I remember when I was a kid, I don't want to see a product that come from Taiwan. We say this is Taiwan, Chinese product. In fact, there was a time you laugh at Japanese products. But today, so they were patronized. Indian product I laugh at. But then the government closed their border and insists you must use this product. Today, if you are in India, you can't buy any latest phone you like. If you are in China, you must use Huawei. They put heavy tax in other foreign products, compelling the citizen to patronize made in Nigeria. We must patronize made in Nigeria because I remember our experience at the peak of COVID-19. One who cannot source anything from abroad. We have to look inward. So that is the way out.
Now, as I wind up this interview, sir, can you, in 15-20 seconds, highlight some of the challenges facing your operations here?
The main challenge is the patronage of Nigerians in our agri products, in our transport product, industrial component. We have a slogan, we say the industry should ask us first before they go and import equipment. Tell us what machine you need. Explain to us what you want the machine. Ask Naseni first to get the solution. The second thing is the understanding of the elite. They still, and that is the challenge, the elite has failed to know that the solution to all Nigerian socio-economic problems is in science, technology, and innovation. Invest in technology, not in infrastructure, because the infrastructure built today will be outdated tomorrow. And if it is built by foreigners, you still invite them to come and maintain. Invest, and investment in science, technology, and innovation means including human capacity development. If you produce it locally, you will be able to maintain it, and you will be able to update it and modernize it with time.
Engineer Professor Haruna, can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Well, I am someone who was lucky to have gone through technical, craft school, technical school, polytechnic, then to universities, and was able to work in different private companies, even establish and rendering factory services, facility maintenance myself, before I started supporting Polytechnic, Kaduna Polytechnic, to train others, and then later Bayero University to teach, and then continue with private practice before I found myself providing services to professional organizations like Nigerian Society of Engineers, and was asked to establish a center for Naseni in Okene in my area of specialization, that is Power Equipment and Electrical Machinery Development Institute. My performance there motivated the board to say this man should be promoted to come to the headquarters and support the then chief executive in his operation. That is how I found myself here with the challenge of leading the organization to better performance.
And when you're not putting on the veil of this electrical guru, what do you do for leisure? How do you rest?
During my school days, I play football. Now, with people of my age, sometimes we take up time to still play, not to win any trophy, but to exercise. But my constant support that has always been that I play badminton, and then I enjoy reading and writing.
Well, we want to say a very big thank you for having me that time for this interview, Prof. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's the much you can take for the program. The program remains Issues and Society.
Give honor to whom honor is due. Who deserves the honor for Giant Strides Achievers Merit Award? Awardees categories include Giant Strides Achievers Personality in Leadership and National Development, Giant Strides Achievers Institutions in Research, Innovation and Infrastructural Development. 42 nominees, only 15 winners shall emerge. Who deserves the award? Get more information via our website at www.soulmediaafrica.com. or call 0812-409-5510, 0818-708-2257, or 0706-861-3557. Giant Strides Achievers Merit Award, promoting good leadership, recognizing good work.
Welcome back. The hour has been fast spent. We have to call it a day at this point. Join us again, same time, same station next week. I am Zainab Bubetin. Should you miss any of our broadcasts, you can follow us on our social media handles. Thanks for watching.